recap of the day. Really awesome progress. 1 hour periods buy yellow line's about to cross the purple line going up. I did buy Microsoft a little bit early before the crash. I bought right around here at 211. I bought a 215 call. It crashed at the end of the day. Had I gotten at the end of the day, I probably could have picked up a 210 call and pretty much hit 2x already. But nonetheless, I am still up on it just because it's way above 211. So taking a look at the portfolio today, I gained $186. Not too bad, but not too great. Still working on progress. Microsoft I got at 305, so definitely up. But we'll see what happens by the end of the day. By the end of the week. And I still have that price target of 215, so I believe what's going to happen here is it's going to test 214 again. And from there, I'll probably sell unless the momentum's really high. Because if the momentum's really high, it'll break 214 on the first ascension. If it doesn't, then that means it's gonna crash back down. I'll be able to buy on the dip. I'll be able to sell closer to 214. I'll just wait to see if it goes up to 215. If it does that, then I'll sell, or I'll wait and for it to go a little higher. If it goes from 214 to 213, I'll exit and then wait for the dip and then buy it back. Nonetheless, this pattern is really similar to what we've seen before. Yellow line almost went through the purple line, but then it bounced back up. You can see that happen right over here. Almost went through and then bounced back up. So you can see from Monday to Tuesday and then Wednesday. So what I'm seeing right here is that same scenario is probably going to happen right here, and we're going to see if it tests heading into Thursday to see if it breaks 214. If it doesn't, I'll sell right there, and then I'll buy back on the dip. Now also that's going to fluctuate with the SPY and also fluctuate with the VIX. So just taking a look at this, making sure the VIX volatility is going down. Looks like people are still investing in the SPY. The Fed is definitely continuing their pump, and everything looks good and it's on track for a really great ascension. As far as looking for what's going to happen as far as catalyst, I can see Microsoft's announcing its earnings for Q4. It'll be on July 22nd, so that's a really good catalyst. So I can probably trade the bounce here and then buy a bounce, or actually buy 2 weeks out, start hitting on Monday, going throughout earnings, and then from there I can probably sell prior to earnings so that I don't risk the earnings gamble. But then again, I do believe that Microsoft is going to beat earnings just because they've had a huge success during the COVID-19 crisis. Typically, the stock price will rally before that and adding that with all the other catalysts, I think we're on a good start. Looking at some of the other FANG companies like Amazon, Apple, Tesla, Facebook, looks like everything's pretty much going up. Tesla's just taking a slight beating here, but I believe as they get these red dots, Tesla will probably be pretty good to, it'll probably shoot back up right around 1400, maybe go a little higher. I can take a look at what happened as far as the unusual options activity for today, and I can see on Microsoft there's plenty of people buying 220 calls expiring this Friday. So that's really bullish as far as what they believe is going to happen. There's a couple of 230s, but there's a lot of institutions buying 220, at least 4,000 contracts worth of 220. I believe Microsoft does have a really good chance at least to break the 215 mark. That's what my call price is at. I definitely want to sell that before then just to capitalize and then get the dip. So you'll see what I do as far as this week's coming.